Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a un bloque más de Acceso 5, líder sudamericano en juegos online, gratuitos y en tu idioma. Mi nombre es Joa y el día de hoy vamos a ver que, recuerden que continúan los regionales del Audition Latino para las invitaciones al torneo nacional del Acceso Fest 2014. Este sábado es la última fecha en Arequipa en el LAN Center Nitro en la avenida Corbacho 124, segundo piso. Así que aprovechen el último chance para el torneo nacional de Audition Latino. Esta semana tenemos muchas novedades en Operation 7 para todos nuestros soldados. Primero tenemos una nueva interfaz con un look más dinámico y moderno. También tenemos el nuevo mapa Antártica de un diseño que se les hará familiar e ideal para las batallas rápidas. Y finalmente increíbles promociones por esta nueva actualización con el doble de chance de algunos objetos en las loterías doradas. Nuevos objetos en la tienda y muchos descuentos en trajes, granadas y balas especiales. Para ver los detalles, entren al foro de Operation 7. Y Brick Force esta semana nos trae la actualización. Son armas de juguete. 24 nuevas armas en la tienda, reacomodo de algunos precios y niveles en la misma que tanto pedían. Cambio de nickname y para ver la lista con todos los detalles, entren al foro de Brick Force. También te contamos que si quieres tener tu propio sitio fans de Brick Force Latino, puedes entrar al tema del foro para registrarte y recibir las instrucciones previas. Es así, así que entren al foro de Brick Force Latino. Y hablando también de Brick Force, ZHD Creep nos ha enviado un video de cómo combinar ítems. ¿Quieren verlo? Pues vamos a verlo.
Muy buenas a todos, gente, los saluda ZH Grip, colaborador de Brick Force, y acá les vengo a enseñar cómo combinar sus armas para ahorrar espacio en su inventario y más bien tener ordenada cada arma en su inventario y no tenerlas repetidas por todos lados. Y esto para mantener el orden en tu inventario, para mantener un arma por cada slot y puedes combinarlas todas las veces que tú quieras. La misma arma obviamente tiene que ser repetida, no puede ser que combines una arma pesada con un arma ligera que sea diferente a otra arma ligera. Tienes que combinar la misma arma, como puedes ver que es el mismo modelo. Y como puedes observar, cuando combinas una arma no cambia nada, ninguna de las características del arma, sino cambia la cantidad de días que esta arma va a tener. Y como puedes observar en este video, que acá le estoy combinando unas armas que tienen una cierta cantidad de días. Y como puedes ver, los días se le van sumando. El arma no se activa, obviamente. Se encuentra en estado inactivo. Y esto lo puedes activar cuando tú quieras. Le haces doble clic al arma y se activa en tu inventario para que la puedas ocupar. Y gente, esto ha sido todo. Espero que les haya gustado esta pequeña ayuda y nos vemos hasta el próximo video. Chau chau.
Y ese fue el video guía de cómo combinar ítems. Y Caros Latino también nos invita a enterarnos de los primeros eventos que se abrirán por su tercer aniversario. Y también nos invita a darle la bienvenida a la reina del mes de agosto, que es Tea. Esta semana Runescape nos trae la tercera parte del video especial Camino a la Ciudad Elfa, con los 2 gremios restantes del primer parche de la ciudad de Prífdinas. Entonces, vamos a verlo.
This week we come upon a wooded and mountainous region of the Elf City. This is where the Cruis and Traherne live. Now the Traherne were determined by you in a part of the player's poll. You decide they should be mining and smithing. But the Cruis were determined by us, you can blame us. But together with the Iowath and Kadan, they form the first batch of the Elf City coming in September. The Traherne have everything a budding miner could need, including a shed load of ore like adamantite, coal, runite and gem rocks. The Traherne area is where most of the mining will be done. The spots themselves are all close together, so you can shimmy from one to the other without losing too much time. What you can't see is that there will be a bank chest within spitting distance, so you won't miss a mining moment. You'll have to imagine this, but there will be huge boulders here, dragged up from the crater by cranes. The boulders will be surrounded by smaller rocks, which are the ones you mine, and it should be noted that we've added mithril to the original list of adamantite, coal and runite as per player feedback. When the voice of Seren hits, it'll be happy hour in this section. Randomly, rocks will become concentrated, delivering huge amounts of ore. We expect them to work a little like enriched wisps, with everyone running to sparkling rocks. There'll be other voice of Seren effects in this section, but we'll keep them under wraps for now. Gem rocks are tucked a little bit further away, and they'll offer slightly better gems than you would get from any other gem rock. And don't worry, dragon stones will be available, but still very rare. We've also added summoning gems to the rocks for a bit of variety. The Traherne have a tree patch to add to the farming route within the Elf City. It's also surrounded by pickpocketing targets, which could net you crystal seeds, gems, corrupted ore, high-level bars, and mining and smithing brawling gloves. I mentioned corrupted ore there because they're stackable rewards from the next skill update, the Seren Stones. You should think of these as choking ivy for mining, as they can be mined dozens of times before they finally exhaust. At that point, the stone falls down a trapdoor before being replaced by a new one. Mine enough Seren stones, you will get a healthy stack of corrupted ore. These can be taken to a furnace where you'll merrily forge them away without creating an end product. That means you can gain large amounts of smithing XP without the need to run backwards and forwards from a bank. Then we come to the god statue. This slides into the traditional god statue rotation and acts like any god statue would, but this time depicting Queen Glarion. That's if you build the right one, of course. Elves will pop over to give you a beating if you drop down a Grador statue. Like the Traherne, the crew is a chock-a-block with resources. It's a veritable orchard of magic trees, yew trees and choking ivy. Cut any one of them down and you've got a chance of a crystal geode. The trees in Chris look very different from any other area. These are huge hulking trees that grow from the bottom of the crater below all the way up to the city platforms. When you cut them, you'll be cutting the branches of one bigger tree. There's a chance of gaining bird's nests from these trees, but the Voice of Seren effect will give you an additional chance of gaining a crystal geode. Notice how all the trees are close together, and they will be near a bank chest too. We wanted this to be a place where choppers could train while having a natter. Inside the greenhouse, we come across one of our player suggestions. This is an Ent, seed and sapling seller, which will save you time when on farming runs in the city. Not too far from him, we have the second player suggestion, a bush patch. This might not seem like much, but remember that there are several farming patches throughout the city, offering you a giant circular circuit for training your farming. For the extra convenience, we placed it next to a herb patch, and we have a neat surprise for what happens to these two when they receive the Voice of Seren. Then comes the third farming patch, the Elder Tree patch. You might already have an Elder Tree seed if you're lucky. You'll get a farming XP windfall from planting these, and the tree itself will act like other Elder Trees around the world. It's worth noting that if you want to pick a pocket or two, the crews are happy to oblige. They'll give you crystal tools, high-value seeds, saplings, and woodcutting and fire-making brawler gloves, and also pieces of a Seren symbol which will have hidden properties. Finally, there's the Spirit Tree. Aside from teleporting you to the various corners of the world, this tree will allow you to grow an extra Spirit Tree if you have completed Prisoner of Gluffrey, and the Dark Gnome will fill in storyline about the connection between the Dark Elves and the Dark Gnomes. Now you know exactly what is going into the first batch of the Elf City. You've got the Iorwerth with their Slayer Master, the Kadan with the Max Guild, you've got the Traherne with their mining rocks, and you've got the Cruis with their woodcutting trees. So join us in a fortnight's time as we unveil more about what's going to batch 2 of Prifddinas.
Y eso fue todo por el día de hoy. No se olviden que vamos a estar en el Acceso Fest cubriendo las notas de todas las novedades que nos traen. Y bueno, eso fue todo en el bloque de Acceso 5, líder sudamericano en juegos online, gratuitos y en tu idioma. Mi nombre es Joa y no se olviden de entrar a www.acceso5.com y dejar sus mensajes en nuestra página de Facebook. ¡Chao!
You can enter the next chapter of Yu-Gi-Oh! With a new way to summon, Pendulum Monsters. You can add the latest cards to your deck, plus 2 power-up packs with Starter Deck Space Time Showdown. Each deck sold separately. Konami.
Llegó el maravilloso LG L40, un smartphone con doble procesador y desbloqueo no code. Encuéntralo en Claro desde 9 soles.